Hi everybody, this is Lindsay from WindingRoadCrochet.com, and today I'm going to demonstrate for you how to do the waffle stitch. For this stitch, you will need to know how to do a chain, a double crochet, and a front post double crochet. Here's an example of the waffle stitch that I have already went ahead and made up. You have a very heavy texture on one side that's really pretty. And then on the opposite side, you have a slightly different texture. It doesn't look quite like a waffle, but it is very consistent on the opposite side. So we're going to get started by making a slip knot and making our foundation chain. You are going to want to make a chain that is a multiple of 3 plus 2. So for my starting chain for this sample, I'm going to crochet 17. And then just so you're aware, in this pattern I do not count my turning chain as a stitch. So now that I have my 15 chain, I am going to double crochet into the third chain from the hook and in every chain across. So I will have 15 double crochet when I'm done. Alright, so we're finishing up our row 1. We have 15 double crochet in our first row. We will chain 2 and then turn. Now there's two things to be aware of when you do this stitch. You're going to have how you work the first 3 double crochets and how you work the next 3, which will be our repeat, that we continue repeating through the rest of that row. This pattern consists of 2 rows that we will continue alternating throughout the rest of the pattern to create the waffle stitch texture. So for row 2, in our first 3 stitches, we are going to work a double crochet in the first stitch, a front post double crochet in the second stitch, and a double crochet into the third stitch. So once again, a double crochet into our very first stitch, a front post double crochet where we're going around the post to pick up our yarn, and then complete your double crochet, and then a double crochet into that very last stitch. Now for the next 3 stitches, we are going to work a stitch pattern that we will repeat through the rest of the row. We will do a front post double crochet, front post double crochet, and then a double crochet. So we'll work our front post double crochet around the post to pick up our yarn, and then complete your double crochet with a yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that again in the next stitch, so front post double crochet, front post double crochet, and then in the third stitch we will work a double crochet, and you will continue that pattern down the entire row. Now moving on to row 3, this is going to be the second row that we will continue alternating and repeating. You can see that we already have a texture forming on the back. We will chain 2 and turn our work, and you'll start seeing the waffle texture forming on the front. And now for our next 3, the first 3 of this row, we are just going to work 3 double crochet. We'll work 1 double crochet, our second double crochet, and our third double crochet. Now we can move on to our repeat pattern, and for our repeat pattern for this row we are going to do a front post double crochet, a double crochet, and a double crochet. It's kind of easy to tell where you need to do a front post double crochet because those posts are already kind of pulled forward a little bit. So we'll do a front post in the first stitch, a double crochet, and another double crochet. And we'll continue to repeat that pattern along the rest of the row. So we finished row 3, and now we're just going to chain 2 and go back and work row 2 again. So chain 2, turn our work. Again, you can see we have some raised areas, and each of those raised areas we're going to work a front post double crochet, and the stitches that lean back further we're going to work a double crochet. So we chain 2 and turn. For the first 3 we'll work a double crochet, a front post double crochet in this stitch that's already a little pulled forward, and then a double crochet in this stitch that's a little bit pushed back. Alright, and then moving forward we're going to have our repeat. So a front post double crochet in these 2 raised forward stitches, a front post double crochet in the second stitch, and a double crochet in the stitch that's just a little bit pushed back, and repeat that all the way until the end of this row. Moving on to row 5, it is going to be a repeat of row 3. So we'll chain 2 and turn our work. Again, you can see how we are getting that waffle stitch texture on the front of our work. We will work a double crochet in the first 3 stitches, same as row 3. And then we'll start our repeat. For this row we are going to do a front post double crochet and then a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So front post, double crochet, double crochet, and we'll repeat that the rest of the way down the row. Continue to repeat rows 2 and 3 until your project is as large as you'd like it to be. I've worked my sample up until it is a square, and to finish it off I wanted to single crochet around the edge. To do this, I'm going to chain 1 and work a single crochet into each of the stitches of the top row until I reach the corner. So I've made it all the way to the corner, and I have a nice clean row of single crochet across the top. I'll chain 1 and begin working down the side of the stitches. Because we're using front post stitches, our stitches aren't quite as tall as a normal double crochet stitch would be. So I'm going to work 2 single crochet in the side of the first double crochet stitch and only 1 single crochet into the side of the next double crochet stitch. And I'll continue repeating this all the way down the side of these rows. So 2 single crochet into the next stitch and 1 single crochet into the side of the next double crochet until I reach my corner. And here's what that completed edge looks like. So back to my corner, I am going to chain 1 again for the corner and then just work into the bottom of the stitches of our first row. And then I'll work along the sides of the next row and have a completed square. So here's my completed square. When I reached that last corner, I just chained one and slip stitched to the very first single crochet. But now you have a nice clean looking waffle stitch pattern. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments below what you would use the waffle stitch for.